This is not Egypt. This is Rome. There's a pyramid in Rome, which is one of the first ancient monuments tourists see when they arrive from the airport by bus. It's the tomb of Gaius Cestius, who died in 12 BC. We know that from an inscription on the pyramid. The inscription also tells us that he was tribune of the plebs and via Apollonum, a political and a religious office in Rome. Another inscription states that the monument was erected due to his testament in 330 days by his son Pontius Mela and his freed slave Brutus. There are also two inscriptions which tell that the pyramid has been renovated in 1663. Originally, the tomb was enclosed by a low wall and flanked by statues, columns and other tombs. This is how the burial chamber looks from inside. The winged women at the ceiling aren't angels but paintings of Victoria, the goddess of victory. Why Gaius Cestius chose the pyramid as his tomb is not known, but Egyptomania, the fascination of Egypt, was common in Rome in the late Republic and early Empire. You see, the pyramids of Egypt were already 2500 years old at the time of Cestius, so they were already ancient to the Romans. Ancient Egypt was as fascinating and mysterious to the Romans as it is to us today. Scenes from Egypt were a very popular subject in Roman art, like in the famous Nile mosaic from Palestrina, which shows hunting, temples and other scenes from the Nile. The Cestius pyramid is not the only pyramid that stood in Rome. We know of at least one other. It stood near Castel Sant'Angelo in the Circus of Nero. It was called Meta Romuli because in the Middle Ages they believed that the founding father of Rome, Romulus, was buried here. The pyramid of Cestius was called Meta Remi because they believed it belonged to Remus, the brother of Romulus. In 1498, Pope Alexander VI ordered the destruction of Meta Romuli in favor for a street connecting a Tiber bridge with the Vatican. The Romans also imported many obelisks from Egypt. The biggest obelisk in Rome today is standing at the Lateran Basilica. It was originally meant to be shipped to Constantinople, but when Constantine the Great died, his son, Constantius II, sent it to Rome, to be erected as the Circus Maximus, the grand chariot racetrack, as a gift to the Senate and the people of Rome. The Flaminio obelisk from Piazza del Popolo also stood here. It was brought to Rome by Augustus. The obelisk in front of the Pantheon originally stood in the Isis temple nearby. There also was a Serapis temple. Both Isis and Serapis are Egyptian gods, whose worship was very popular in the empire. The Martiano obelisk is also from the Isis temple, as well as the Minerva obelisk. The elephant is from 1677 though. The Argonale obelisk at Piazza Navona wasn't brought from Egypt but crafted by the Romans for the Isis temple. At the mausoleum of Augustus there were two obelisks which were erected by Domitian. One is the Esquiline and the other the Quirnal obelisk. In total there are 13 ancient obelisks left in Rome, of which 8 are of Egyptian and 5 of Roman craftsmanship. At Campus Martius stood an obelisk which Buchner believed to be a part of a giant sundial. I made a video about it. The pyramid of Cestius was later integrated in the city walls of Rome. I also made a video about them. Valete.